It's a fresh Dunedin morning, and at the Portobello Marine Lab, Albert, Joe and scientist Bev Dixon begin their day by venturing out into the cold waters of the Otago Harbour, a thriving breeding ground for hundreds of species of marine life. Albie is the lab technician and resident supervisor at the university's prestigious and historic research lab. A recent graduate, he decided to swap concrete jungles in China for the quiet life of the Otago Peninsula to work in close contact with nature.
I love the ocean. I'm from a city with miles away from the coast, and seeing the water just makes me happy.
Today, Albie and Bev are out monitoring water quality in the bay. With samples of bull kelp, the lab determines the status of nutrients and the quality of water that make up these sheltered breeding grounds for marine life. It's also where Albie gets to marvel at some special moments with nature.
I say it's a really great opportunity to work with people here, and it's always nice, and you got a lot of chance to see things you won't able to see in your daily life. Like, not many people can see the albatross here while you're working.
You're pretty fortunate.
I think I'm blessed somehow.
And with lab manager Bev Dixon, each day is an opportunity to learn something new.
When I work with Bev, personally, I find there's so many things I can learn from her experience and from her knowledge, and you can just constantly absorbing all the things, because stay inside, things kind of steady the same, but stay outside, it's always changing.
One thing that does need to remain constant is the fresh flow of seawater to the aquariums and a clean, unpolluted return flow from the lab back into the ocean. Portobello maintains educational aquariums for which Albie supervises the water flow and critical oxygen systems.
I do security checks between 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. So one thing is quite important to check the aquarium is all the seawater tanks got the steady flow, the oxygen still pumping, and all the animals have to be kept in the perfect condition just for all the reasons, because we're still a research laboratory, and all the experiments we have to maintain all the parameters as steady as possible. So keep a clean, fresh seawater supply is the crucial bit to run a marine lab.
This lab has been conducting pioneering marine research from its early days as a hatchery in 1904. Albie supervises lab equipment, chemicals, and experiments that are all part of the research operations here. Over the past 2 years, his enthusiasm for the role has made Albie a much liked and valued contributor to Portobello.
Albie has helped bring the laboratories up to a good standard, developing protocols with students. He also brings himself to the job. He's got such a nice attitude. He's so helpful. He's such a community-spirited young man. He's so happy, so kind, so gentle, and so accommodating. He's just lovely.
The solitude of his clifftop residence near the lab is a world away from the life that he left behind in China. But with two faithful friends, Albie's very much in constant company.
They're great, keep me company, and they're just like a couple of kids. And you learn how to be impatient, and you learn how to let things go.
But Albie's clearly attached to this community that he contributes regularly to.
I do a bit of volunteer work for the Coast Guard, just like everyone's contributing to their communities. And when you stay at Portobello, the population of the community is not so big and so close to the water. Anyone could need some help at any stage, and being contributed to the Coast Guard is something I've been enjoyed doing and something I could do. Just chip in for whatever you can do.
Albie and the team at Portobello continue to work tirelessly to nurture the marine treasures of Otago Peninsula. And in return, the rewards enjoyed by all are endless.
Fresh air, close to the water, and freedom. There's so many things you can learn and so many things you can do, and I don't think you can really put a limit to how much you can learn. Life is part of the learning process.